webinar on the insight into the design construction of mass rapid transport system. And I'd like to welcome everybody for this seminar. I'd also like Ms. Sivasangari ma'am, Mrs. Sivasangari ma'am, also our HOD Dr. Vandana Devi ma'am, also our professor Mrs. Savri Priya ma'am, for providing this wonderful opportunity. Ma'am, would you like to add in for a few notes? Please take us around this topic, please.
Yes, ma'am. Hello, madam. So, on behalf of the faculty and students of Department of Civil Engineering, KCG College of Technology, Chennai, I welcome the resource person of today's international seminar, Mrs. M. Sivasangari, Technical Director, Meinhardt Infrastructure Private Limited, Singapore. Welcome, madam. It's my privilege to welcome my dear students and faculty members for this seminar on an insight into design and construction of mass rapid transit system. There is a saying, you can't understand a city without using its public transportation, as quoted by Aaron Hosen. And hence this topic was chosen for today's seminar. MRTS stands for Mass Rapid Transit System. In Singapore, we call it as MRT. I'm sure most of you would have commuted using MRTs in Chennai. If not, also you can just travel around from Velachery to St. Thomas Mount. The construction is still going on. And we have several routes for this MRTs in our city. This MRTs, it is a passenger transportation service which is designed to carry more number of users. Among all the transportation systems, MRTS is considered to be very flexible, easily accessible, efficient, and very cost-effective. We, the civil engineers, take care of the design and handle the construction and operation of MRTS that uses a fixed guideway. We need to determine the horizontal and vertical alignment design, station location, design, and estimation of construction cost. To elaborate more on the design and construction aspects, we have an expert, Mrs. Sivasangari ma'am, who is the Technical Director at Meinhardt Infrastructure Private Limited, Singapore. With this short note, I once again welcome Mrs. Sivasangari for this webinar. Thank you, ma'am, for accepting our invite to be the resource person for this seminar. Over to Bhatmashri.
Thank you, ma'am. I'd also like to tell everyone about Ms. Sivasangari ma'am. She has over 17 years of experience, and she did her BE in Alagappa University and her MSc in Singapore. That's an amazing work. Also, she has experience in detailed design and comprehensive construction support of elevated MRT stations for Tuas West extension. She has detailed design and construction support of elevated MRT stations for Juong regional line. Also, detailed design of underground MRT stations for high-speed rail terminus within the Singapore circle stages 4 and 5 Thomson line, KL Metro cable station. Also, like, ma'am is so humble that she didn't want us to go on about her resume on and on. So I'd just like to make it short. Ma'am is currently working, as HOD ma'am said, ma'am is currently working in Meinhardt Infrastructure Private Limited in Singapore. And I thank you very much, ma'am, for spending so much time for us. It really means a lot for us. Also, I'd like for ma'am to take over from here. Thank you.
Please unmute yourself, ma'am.
I'm sorry. Thank you. Yeah. Can you hear me? Well?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. First of all, thank you, KCG College of Technology, the Department of Civil Engineering, and Dr. Vandana for giving the welcoming address. I think it's a quite impressive welcoming address, and she covered a bit of my topics already. So thanks for Dr. Vandana and student Padmashri. Yeah, thank you for everyone and the students who have joined, and Mrs. Savri Priya and the whole management. Thank you very much. I think without any more minutes, I could wish to start the seminar. give me 1 second. I want to switch the connection. Yeah. So I will join. Yeah. Give me a minute. Let me mute for a second. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Here on, I would like to share my screen. So, okay. Hope you could see my screen.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is it clear enough?
Yeah, very much, very much.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So
Thank
let me start to the insight. Yeah. So as I think Madam Vandana and Padmashri mentioned, the title of the today seminar is Seminar on Insight, an Insight into Design and Construction of MRTs at KCG College of Technology. Today is 1st April. So let's start into the chapter. Yeah. I think this one is pretty much covered by Madam Vandana. So, but anyways, I would like to just give a brief, what is transportation? Yeah, as all of us know, transport infrastructures are foundational structures and systems for transporting people and goods, everything. Yeah. Are we talking about infrastructure today? Is that so important? Yes, of course. Yeah. Infrastructures that matters most, especially at this time where the cities are growing bigger and bigger. So by the time 2050, almost 70% of the world's population will live in cities. Such a large-scale urbanization brings with it significant challenges. So those established cities need to upgrade their existing. So I could stop here, and example is Chennai. Chennai is a city for, I think, a decade, I mean, few decades already, but still need to upgrade for aging infrastructure so that it can keep them moving today while anticipating the needs of tomorrow. And then, yeah, those for the newer cities, of course, yes, newer cities have to plan for, have to move fast, have to plan well, and not only catch up with the existing demand, but also to plan for future needs. Usually we could cater for 100 years needs, not for this year or not for 10 years plan. So it should be a future plan. So infrastructure is a matter in this world at this time. Yeah. And then no matter where we are located, even a large city or a rural town, infrastructure is a fundamental to our day-to-day life. That I think every one of us will agree. Of course, yes. So let's move into the different types of transportation. Yeah, I think we all know, just an introduction. Yeah, don't mind, just stay with me. Just roads, railways, airports, waterways. Yeah. Then today we are going to more insight about the railways. Okay, mass rapid transit. What's about mass rapid transit or rapid transit? It's also known as metro. I think in Chennai or India, it's very popular to call as metro, and is a very high capacity public transport generally found in urban areas. Okay, maybe I'd like to introduce a bit more on the MRT network in Singapore. Because in Singapore, MRT is a bit old and I think very popular, and they have started constructing very long ago. So it's been a prominent in Southeast Asia. So I would like to just overview of the Singapore MRT. So as of now, you could see the colors on the right hand side. Let me move. Yeah. So there are colors. I mean, we have actually so far 122 stations in operations and 203 kilometers as of now, but it's growing and growing every year. We have plans, and every year we are opening stations. A few months ago, yeah, my recent project have finished, and then we have opened a big interchange station that's really in the urban area. So that's very popular now within few months. So it's like growing and growing every year, or I could say every month. So they have plans and expansions. Yeah. So the MRT has been continuously expanded ever since. The network is expected to double by 2040 as a result of ongoing expansion works. So the Singapore MRT is the oldest, busiest, and most comprehensive rapid transit system in Southeast Asia. I could say this is most comprehensive in terms of length and number of stations here. We are covering like every 10 minutes of a household. The plans or in future is every 10 minutes from a household could reach the MRT within 10 minutes walking time. So that's the plan in future. So that's why it's expanding. So next one, yeah, is metro network in Chennai. I think this one you all are aware, but just an introduction. This I have also worked in Chennai Metro at the beginning. When they need the experts, yeah, I have worked there about 1.5 years in the Anna Nagar, Chennai Nagar stations. Then what I could emphasize on the Chennai Metro is the third largest metro system in India after Delhi Metro and Hyderabad Metro. The system commenced service in 2015 after opening of the first phase of the project. The network consists of 2 color-based lines covering a length of 45.1 kilometers. Maybe this is like phase 1. They have already started with the phase 2, and then the recent budget, I think you could see the more metros in the cities like Coimbatore, Trichy, and Madurai as well. So hopefully the metro will cover the major cities of Tamil Nadu. So it's good for every one of us and those NRIs also. So we could join the team of experts, and then we could serve for our nation. So I'm eagerly waiting for that too in Trichy or Coimbatore or Madurai. So I could join. Yeah. And this is really a fantastic news for the civil engineers, students, especially the students. So by the time you complete your degree, say 3 years or 4 years time, the works may be starting. So there are more opportunities for civil engineers, and then you could start your career with the right projects and the right works. Yeah, that's really a happy news. Okay, let's go in. I think we have covered the overall networks in Singapore as well as Chennai. So let me go into today's main topic, the MRT design and construction. What's really magic into the MRT design and construction? Yeah, it's nothing magic. It's just there are many aspects. I would like to cover more on the 3 main items which are more related to the civil engineering students. Yeah, so first of all, alignment. I think Dr. Vandana ma'am already covered a bit, but anyways, I have some slides and the photos which will be attractive, which are taken from my projects. Yeah, so maybe very useful. And then next one is environmental aspects. We should not, I think we should not ignore the environmental aspects on any of the construction, not only the MRT. Environmental is more, more important for any growing constructions here. And then the last but not the least, the engineering, which is our core subject. So these 3 are the main items I will be covering today. So let's start with the alignment. So alignment, why they are important? Why the alignment is so important is because the railway line constructions are capital intensive projects. Once constructed, it is very difficult to change the alignment of a railway line because they are costly, really costly. And then it's not only the government is funding, right? It's getting the funds from other governments or other companies funding this. So it's not so easy that you could change your alignment. Yeah, I want to do from Anna Nagar to airport now, and later I want to change that route by increasing 5 kilometers. No way, it's not possible at all, because it's really a major and then quite capital intensive and financially to be well structured at the planning itself. So it's all collated with the alignment. So a new railway line should be aligned cautiously after proper considerations, and any inappropriate alignment may ultimately prove to be more costly. You can't change even say, I could say I have experience in say like 10 mm of height in the alignment will cost you millions of dollars for us. Yeah, because is very cautiously, we need to decide the alignments in terms of horizontal, vertical, everything. So what are the basic requirements of the alignment? Yeah, purpose of the new railway line, which is most important. It can be a purpose for the industrial needs or public needs. It can be anything. So the alignment of a new railway line should serve the basic purpose for which the railway line is being constructed. Next one is the combined development. The new railway line should fit with the general planning and form a part of integrated development of the city or the country. We can't say that, okay, you have to travel from your home to 1 hour to reach the MRT station. That's no way that people will take, right? So it should be a combined development within the reachable area of the public, or whoever those are the users, public or the industrial, whoever are the users, should be a combined development here. And then we should choose a shortest route. We have many routes, but we should choose a shortest route because the aim of an alignment, it should reach place from one place to another place. So we should choose the shortest. I have a few more. So that's the topics covered already in the alignment. So I think you have more or less got an idea of how we choose the alignment. There are alignment specialists, and we civil engineers is always a part of alignment specialists, and we usually give our feedbacks, our ideas, everything. So let's move on to the environmental impacts. Yeah. The environmental impacts refers to the possible effects of the proposed construction, natural environmental. So these effects can be negative or positive. Sometimes it can be positive as well. Yeah, you are creating a new feature and new shops or a new development. The city or the place can be a well-developed financial place or an industrial place or anything is a positive. And the negative can be like you are, in case if you have no choice, you are, using the farming lands and all. Of course, it's negative, but we should have an, balance. So the environmental aspects and impacts to be covered very well during the planning of any MRT line. So it's necessary to carry out an environmental impact assessment, which is usually we call EIA, as part of the planning of all infrastructure projects. So the purpose, what is the purpose of the EIA? It's to ensure that the environmental effects of a proposed development are properly considered. So this EIA could provide the local planning authority with a better information about certain types of project, enabling them to make a more informed decision, so that the authorities could have an idea whether the permission should be granted or not. For example, these environmental aspects should consider not only the recent or near future issues. It should cover overall and a future, say 100 over years impact onto the area at which the MRT is planned for. So this will give an idea for the government as well as the authorities whether to go or no go for the project. And as well as this, usually this will be published to public forums for that, so that people will have a more understanding what they are going to be constructed in their area, and they have well plans ahead or whatever. So environmental impacts, yes, of course, very important. Okay, so let's move on to the major item that we are covering today, and we are civil and structural engineers. So the main and the third item for the MRT design and construction is civil and structural engineering. I always say the architecture is a part of a wheel, because the engineering is not only could run by itself, it's architects who could actually develop the design. So that's why I put the two wheels together, the architecture and civil and structural engineering. So these are the principal themes, I could say, for any of the MRT design and construction. Let's have an overall idea of the architecture. While deciding the other factors, aesthetic aspects should also be given due weightage, because it's very important. The design of a public transport system is becoming a symbol of the city. I think we could say like maybe 30 years before, we could say, oh, LIC is a Chennai city symbol. But now I think there are a lot of tall buildings than LIC, but we could still symbolize as LIC. So accordingly, it's very important for the overall feature, so that I mean is a symbol of the city. Then the design of stations is also important for the local people. Yeah, I could get the specialists from US. They could give some very fantastic design for Chennai, or for fantastic design even in Singapore. But that may be not really attractive to the local people, or even they don't know that. For example, some cartoon characters they show in, I mean, some kind of sculpture or anything that even the local people don't know, that's no use at all. So it's very important that the design of the station, it should attract the local people, and they should define the places and act as a gateway to communities. So that's very important. That's where the architecture is playing their role. So that's why the architecture is very important. Okay, let's move on to the civil and structural engineering. Yeah, so there are many aspects. I believe no issues. I continue. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. There are no issues, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. If anything, you can interrupt me. You can stop me.
Okay.
Question also, you can stop me anytime. I have no issues. Yeah. Thank you. So there are many aspects in civil and engineering field, but I would like to combine a few main things. Yeah. First of all, structural integrity and stability. Structural integrity plays a fundamental part of ensuring the structures are fit to purpose. This is the first line of, if you take any of the specific codes or the specifications, you could say the structures are fit to purpose. The structure MRT means it should fit for the MRT station. And then it should secure a safe design during the construction, not only after construction. Design should cover a safety aspect during construction and assessment of the structure. Assessment, that's most important. You think, okay, everything constructed safely, that's it, final, finish. Yes, bye-bye station and open station. And then after, for example, after 10 years, there is a small leak on one side. How could you access? That's very difficult. Yeah. So at the planning time itself, we should actually consider the assessment and the maintenance and the inspections of the structures. So that's very important. That's why I put it at the first bullet point, structural integrity and stability. And next one, constructability. So constructability, safety, construction, first word construction, we all think of the word, the following word is safety. Everywhere you can see a construction site, safety is an important thing. Safety is a logo and safety is the Bible for any of the construction site. So it's not only the construction site should do the safety construction, is a design itself should consider the safety of the construction. So it's the most significant in any infrastructure, especially infrastructure, because it's a massive works. So you should consider this as a first. And then they are running along housing, industrial estate, and live traffics. I am having more photos in the coming up slides that you could see. Very interesting that live traffic is ongoing and we are doing construction. And the photo you are seeing on the right-hand side is our project opened in 2 years before, one of the elevated station. Yeah. So the design should such that it provides the maximum safety during construction and operations. Everywhere we should consider safety in any of the design, beam, column, everything. Safety is the first thing. You can't design a massive structure like, okay, I propose 2-meter beam, how you are carrying, how you will be carrying that, or how you will be installing that on site. That's the first thing before designing the beam or column or anything. I'm just beam as an example, but it's just applicable for all the members of the infrastructure or any projects. Yeah. Third one, durability. Why durability is important? It's not the household, it's not the small tenant, area that you will be dismantling this after 10 years. infrastructure projects are really 100 or 120 years. Yeah, we are following the Euro codes here. And then we are following the LTA codes. The Land Transport Authority is the Singapore's, the main authority controls all this. So they have a specific period for all the MRT projects should sustain for 120 years. So the design itself should cover for the design life to achieve the design life requirements, most importantly. Yeah. And last but not the least, the economy. Yeah, because I could design a fantastic station. I could design 50 kilometer. Yeah, who will finance me? Yeah, of course. So the economy is the main thing that should cover everything, and it should be attractive and important that the economy should be considered in our design, so that everyone could approve, or maintenance cost, and also the not only the construction and design cost, it's a maintenance cost. I could build a big station or whatever, but every year I have to paint it, every year I have to repair it. That's no use at all. It's really a wastage. So the design itself should cover economy with the maintenance, construction, everything. I think I have covered all the bullet points. So hope you have got an idea how we manage, infrastructure project just in a planning stage. Okay, maybe I would like to bring you all to the project wise, so it will be interesting for you, so that our own project, so that I could give more insight, and you have an interesting. It will be interesting. I'm sure it will be interesting. I'm not sure you all might be just taken your lunch. I'm not sure whether it's sleepy or not, but sure the photos coming over will be interesting and make you awake. Yeah, thanks. So this is just an overall view. You could see the existing station on the right hand side. I'm not sure you can see my arrows. Could anyone, maybe I'll take my as a laser pointer, so it will be better. So hope this is better.
Yes, ma'am, we're able to see the arrow. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. So the right hand side, you could see the existing station that is already running. So the plans for the new line is starting from the existing station all the way on the left hand side. It's going to the industrial area. This is part of the industrial area connecting to the one of the harbor area on the left hand side. So you could see already the built up area is fully covered, and you can see the highways in the orange color and the flyover, and there are even existing underpass. So this is the new station location and the road underneath. So this is the road ongoing, is all live traffic. So for this project, I would like to do an overview. So it's the first integrated rail and road viaduct project in Southeast Asia. I think now there are many other projects on construction, but this is, I could proudly say this is our first one, which is really a rail and road viaduct project in Southeast Asia, and tallest as well. This project, 4 stations and associated 4.8 kilometer road viaduct, 7.5 kilometers of the viaducts, rail viaducts. So this one is mainly to improve the public transport connection to a neighborhood industrial area. As I said, it's connecting to a port. So we even have an interchange stations, which I'm covering in the next slides. What are the key challenges? We have discussed about what are the plannings, alignments, construction, safety, maintenance, etc., etc. Yes, then that's the planning stage. Are there those bullet points are still existing in the real project? Yes, there are many challenges we have faced. The first thing is the construction over live traffic. We could not close the road over the years for a long period. We could only close one lane for a few hours. That also a lot of approvals we need. So it's mostly the constructions are ongoing over the live traffic. And then this is a long span rail viaduct. I have a in upcoming slides could cover how the long span rail viaducts are constructed. There are 70 over meters, 70 over meter spans. Yeah. And then those rail viaduct or crosses the existing flyover. So the height of the existing flyover is already 5 meter plus, which is the minimum for Singapore. So we should construct above the flyover. Then we have interchange stations, as I said, which is actually 33 meter height with 4 levels over live traffic. Okay, what are the types of safety and implementation we have covered? Okay, there are 3 major safety and implementations we have covered. That's one is this design safety. So design safety, what are the design? I mean, while designing, how can we ensure safety? That's maybe a question for the students as well as many of us. How can you ensure safety during design? We are just following, right? Yeah, it's not that only just following the codes, but testing and specifications, construction methods. Yeah, every code will give you the idea of designing, but the construction method you should discuss with the construction team before finalizing a member or a scheme of a MRT. So construction methods should be considered in the design safety and the risk assessment. We always have a risk assessment, which is a flow chart kind of thing, and everyone should have feedback. For example, an engineer, alignment, architect, and etc. All will have the feedback on the risk assessment. And then construction safety, I think this one more or less we are aware because we are looking at, I mean, visibly could see how constructions are complex in nature. So site appreciation, work methodologies, and then product quality assurance. We should have all the construction, we have maintaining the product quality assurance. And then finally, but not least, public safety. So temporary safety system, I could hear a lot of, news, lack of the public safety even could take out life, which is more valuable, right? So that's public safety is more important. That we could have a temporary safety system or a permanent safety system, and public risk management and communication, which is most important. So what we do, right, maybe just an overview, what we do, right? For example, if construction or even a borehole, not really a construction, we just testing the soil, a nearby house or nearby a row of houses, we have to give proper notice to the homes. Then we are doing these blah, blah, blah works should be written very well, very clearly, and we have to meet the appropriate engineers or whoever delegated for this job should meet the homeowners, should explain. If they have any queries, we should clear it. Yeah, so that's the practice we are doing it here. That's the public risk management and communications part covered. So finally, all this we covered, and finally what we are coming up, yeah, we are having practical designs, modular solutions, and minimal impact for the existing infrastructure or public. Yeah, I can do a very powerful alignment, but I'm going to demolish a row, a kilometer of houses. That's, I think, really not possible. So it should be a minimal impact to an existing infrastructure. So all these aspects we have covered in our project. So let me show you the station. This is like a footprint of the station. So the green color. So the green one, you could see this main station roof is 200 over meter, about 300 meters in total. Then you have this station particularly have 2 entrances, but few of the station got even 4 entrances. So the entrance are connected. These are the away from the road. So this is the road flow, and there are link bridges connecting from the entrances to the main stations. Similarly on the other entrance as well. Give me a minute. Yeah, okay. So this is the overview of the station. You could see the road traffic is here and the rail traffic is here. So general information, let me change my list, pointer. And general information of the station is it's a rail and road viaduct, which you could obviously see from this photo. And overall height is about 34 meters, and columns are spacing at 25 meters near to the station. But over the station, the columns are spaced at 40 meters and even more. So this is the architectural footprint of the station. The top is showing the plan, and the bottom is showing an elevation of how tall the escalators and the staircases are. 30 over meters here. This is the station construction sequence. Let me run through quickly. I think slideshow kind of thing, graphical representation, so you will have a better understanding. So I think let me have a quick follow up. Yeah, that's a board piles constructed, pile caps, column stems, columns up to concourse. This is the concourse level. Yeah. And you could see the beams at the concourse level. Yeah, and this is the mezzanine level beams. This is the main beams which are going to actually support the railway loads and everything. All these, graphical shows is really similar on site, because most of the, for example, the beams are pre-constructed, installed on site. Yeah. Yes, these are the rail girders on the black color left and right hand, and you could see the blue color is the roof of the station, which are steel. I have some interesting videos on the steel roof, how they are erected. So how do we choose the roof? Yeah, maybe this is just an idea. How do we choose? It's not like, okay, today we are constructing MRT, let the team leader choose the roof of the station. Not really at all. So we have procedures. I mean, we should have a few plans or few options, and to be chosen by the team and everything. I mean, those items, those bullet points I have mentioned: constructability, safety, maintenance, blah blah blah. So accordingly, we have 4 options for the roof. One is the die-grid roof, which is on the left hand side, and the portal roof on the right hand side. You could see even the sketches from my fellow architect colleague. And the bottom is the tensile fabric roof, and the bottommost is the barrel form roof. Among all these, we have chosen the die-grid roof. You can see the photo. This is after the construction, while the station is running. So this is the die-grid roof. Why we have chosen? Yeah, these are simple, cost-effective, and ventilation, allow the ventilation, and fully prefabricated. As I mentioned, I have photos behind. Those are fully fabricated as modules and just erected on site. That's this way we have minimized a lot of, accidents, and ensure the safety during construction. So, and then the ease of transportation. We can't do a module of 150 meter. It's no way can transport. So it's also a part that we should module accordingly. And then minimize the site labor. So by ensuring minimizing the site labor is ensuring safety. So what are the main features? There are glass panels at the middle, which are allowing the natural daylight. On the right hand side, there are edge panels. They are allowing the natural ventilation. And then at the bottom, you can see the roof cutters. They are preventing the rainwater from the roof catchment to traffic flow. So they are the roof cutters. They are quite really fantastic. It's like our architects say that it's kind of ship arrangements. Yeah, it's not very clear in the photo, but when we see from the road, it's a really nice view. Yeah, And then precast rain screen fins. These are prefabricated and fixed on site. So this is the main truss erection. This is the main truss, 3 parts. It will be bring in 3 parts, part 1, part 2, and the center part. So you can see all those cranes and the workers are, and you could see there are not many, the workers, it's very really minimized. And then it's very fast as well, the timing as well, once fabricated, and then it's very fast. So these are more photos, how these are the truss, and then right hand side, the big modules are erected between the truss. You can see these are the modules. Okay, some interesting photos on the live construction. So you see on the left hand side, this is the this one is half of the station. Why we are doing half of the station? Because the road is only could close on one side. We can't close the road, the whole thing for years or for months. So the only possibility, we have constructed half of the station, done everything. And then this side open. Let's move on to the left hand side. So it's like a partial construction. And then most of the columns and beams are prefabricated at the casting yard and bring and erected on site. So that's why the minimize the workers are really less numbers and thus less accident. So the right hand side is showing an inset of the levels. This one is the concourse mezzanine and this is the girder. You see the girders are here, which are the railway girders. This is similar but different stations. The roof video, but I prefer it to show in the next, at the end of the presentation, it will be better. Yeah. So let's move on to my next. Oh, it's on, is it? Let me. Escape, then let me, yeah. I move on to the next slide, then I will come to the roof fabrication video, which will be quite interesting. Yeah. And these are some internal views of the station, paid areas. So ticketing areas, you can see the colors in different, so there are different stations, yellow, so blue. And this is the platform view. I want to, show a more insight pictures, which is, will be more interesting for the students, especially, so that these are the projects we have done. And then these are the, those really, at every levels, we could see what is the engineering aspects we have considered. Yeah. That's the reason I have, more photos here. So this one left-hand side showing the platform. You can see these are the test trains. I have taken these photos, I think, during the testing. That's why you could not see any commuters. Yeah, and this is another station where I think is similar to any metros. I have covered the stations very well. If you have time, let me proceed. I will have a quick one. Maybe I stop a minute here and ask Madam Vandana to confirm. Madam, could I continue for another 10 minutes?
Yes, you can continue.
Okay, anytime, like if any issue, you can stop me, but I'll run a very quick one. Yeah. So you can see that this is the overall view of the project, where you can see the rail viaducts, road viaducts, plus the integrated viaduct that I have mentioned here. So this is the rail viaduct. This one integrated with the road and rail viaduct. And these are span by span construction. There are many ways of constructing the viaduct. So this is one of it, which is span by span. So the segments are lifted from at grade roadway by the gantry system. Each segment approximate about 55 tons. Yeah. Then cycle time for finishing one span is about 4 to 5 days. Then span by span construction. These are some photos. You can see the right hand side. Give me 1 minute. Give me a second. I stop here. Give me a minute. Yeah, just give me a minute. I'm sorry. There is a disturbance from my kids. Yeah, sorry. Okay, I continue. So this is the balanced cantilever photos. Let me go into the PowerPoint slides. Yeah. So you can see the balanced cantilever is mostly these photos are showing mostly constructed. And this one, you can see the overall viaduct. Okay, that's an interesting location that where there is a flyover crossing. Our rail viaduct is crossing the flyover. That's very interesting. So you can see most of the operations at this location is done at the site nighttime. So you can see the, the lights are really, and then that time I could remember that time is really a nightmare. We could even spend, I think, 2 nights over there, and most of the engineers and even everyone, the team leaders or whoever is on there, because during the construction as well is still the traffic is live. So this you can see on the right hand side is before the erection, that on the daytime, but the left hand side is during the erection on the night time. So this one, the beams were launched at 21 meters above the ground. So the construction is carried out over live traffic with no impact on the existing flyover. We don't stop any of these roads. Only here, the right side is still moving. Overall integrated viaduct construction sequence is just a graphical representation. I think it's a very quick one. So pile cap, the columns, piers, and then crossheads. And you can see the gantry girders. Yeah, these are all like, see, yeah, the viaduct, the beams, mostly these are all prefabricated. Yeah. And these beams are especially you can see the crosshead beams or post-installed beams. Yeah, PT beams. Yeah. This is final in operation. Happily constructed and safely constructed. That's most important. And economically constructed without extending any of anyone's time. Is just on time plus within the budget plus without any safety issues. We ensure 100% safety all the time. Yeah. So this is the final product, and you could see the train and the vehicles are passing together. So this is station and viaduct together, the photos. Okay, I think I have covered mostly on the inside of the MRT structures. So it's not only the MRT structures that civil engineers could do. So I want to cover like opportunities for civil engineering graduates. That's more important, that there are many students here. So let me have a quick view. So design of buildings, type of transportation structures, dams and foundations, and many other structures, right? Then you could use software for design and creating blueprints, on-site work, including site supervision, liaising with construction workers, architects, everything. And then other big, vast thing is the estimation. And another one, which I covered before, is the environmental risk, assessing the environmental risk. Then maintaining a building or structure, maintenance, there are a big opportunities for maintenance of the buildings that I think many of us are not really exploring, but there are opportunities. And finally, but not the least, teaching and R&D. So So these are the nature of the works any of the civil engineers could practice. It's not only, oh, okay, I finished my civil engineer, only construction, nothing. It's not like that. There are more and more opportunities we could explore every day. So type of employers where we can go. Can we just go a construction company? Of course, not only the construction companies. Civil engineering consultancies like what I'm doing now. Ours is an infrastructure consultancy, mainly doing the infrastructure projects. And then construction and building companies in general, anything, could be a house, could be anything. Then property developers and environmental agencies and government departments. Of course, that's maybe a major one for India. And universities, research and development centers. So by seeing it, by looking at these, I'm just pointing out few, maybe I missed many. So the civil engineers have a lot of opportunities compared to other engineering graduates. So it's not only the construction. Let me show you what is the, Singapore need certification for accepting any of the engineers from India. For example, we have a PE board we call Professional Engineering Board. So any of the engineers practicing here as a civil engineer could sign, could be registered here. Registration is a lot of stages, but the main one, the beginning one, the degree should be accredited or by the National Board of Accreditation, which is NBA. I notice KCG College of Technology got that, but I'm not sure that civil engineering got it, but I'm sure that with the leading, with Madam Vandana's leadership, maybe in future we will get sure. And this one, once we get this, it's easy to enter Singapore for many of the, not only for working, there are many opportunities for really studying, doing further studies. And thank you. It's not the end of the presentation. I would like to request you all to have any questions.
Ma'am, I personally have a question, ma'am.
Sure.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes.
Ma'am, what made you choose Singapore as a base for your MS, ma'am?
Yeah, okay, that's interesting question, but I have two parts of it. One is, first is Singapore have a lot of opportunities for civil engineers, and another one, which I cannot avoid. Previously my husband was working in Singapore as well. So, but the thing is, I have chosen to study first, masters first. So that's. That's a good decision, I believe, until now. So I did my master's here and then continue, which is really, the studies, the universities are really top graded universities as well. Then you have, so that's why I'm just telling all of you students, you have not only working opportunities, there are opportunities for higher studies as well, that I could help. If anything, if you need, I could help as well. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Also, I know you wanted us to keep it so humble and not, you wanted a very subtle presentation about yourself, but I honestly couldn't help but to notice that you're a member of the Geotechnical Society of Singapore.
Yes, that's
that
right.
That is actually a huge deal, ma'am. And also, I'd like to mention a few of your projects. The contract CR 106 design and construction of Loyang design station, tunnels and elevated, as you've shown us in your presentation and all. It is a very beautiful one. Very beautiful work you've done, ma'am. It's so nice that you made so much time for us to, explain everything very patiently and also detailed explanation.
Thank you very much. Sorry for the slight technical issues that I could not on my video, but I believe the presentation slides are really clear enough. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. It was very clear and it was very informative as well, ma'am.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
I missed the roof video. If you have time, about 5 minutes, I could play now. Yeah.
Yes,
sure,
please.
Yes, ma'am.
Sure.
Please.
Yeah, thanks. able to see?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So these are the, it's very quick. So these are the assembly at site. I think we have few sites, which is, this one is in China. Then later on bring it to Singapore by sea. So you can see how the trusses are erected from ground by the cranes. Then installed at the points, only bolts. So you can see there are no welding side welds, only bolts on the sides. So die-grid erection, this is the die-grid in between the main trusses. You see half of the final product, die-grid erection plus the truss. So this is the main truss and behind is the die-grid. This is completion of the main truss plus the die-grid. The overall roof is ready for those finishes. So these are the main structural members are done within, I think, at least hardly about few weeks. You just bring the modules and then final, this is the product. So completed steel roof where you can see the ventilation openings. You see the light, the lights on top, natural light on top. This is the outside view of the roof. External view. And you could see along with the length bridges. I think the music is off. Anyway, my voice is a music already. So this is the overall view. Top view. Yeah, I think that's it. Thanks. Let me stop sharing. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. I'd like to invite our HOD to talk a few words.
Ma'am, it was a wonderful and very informative session, I would say. And on behalf of my department, I would like to extend my thanks. And coming into this career opportunities, not only in Singapore for civil engineers, myself and Sabripriya ma'am were discussing, let us have a separate session discussion with our students, so that you can throw more light on the upcoming opportunities of the budding civil engineers. Can you do that?
Yeah, sure. That's really quite interesting because India also have a lot of opportunities, and I have worked in the Indian companies, so I know few of the people. So they could, consider campus interview and also that we could
Definitely
work further. Yeah,
even our boys will be interested to switch over to Singapore also, Singapore, Malaysia, to take up the infrastructure projects over there. Let's plan on that also, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
And yes, ma'am. At this juncture, I would like to thank Sabripriya and appreciate her for organizing this wonderful seminar by Mrs. Sivasangari, ma'am. Thank you, Sabripriya, ma'am. Yes, over to Padmashi. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, Sivasangari, ma'am.
Thank you. Just 1 minute, just 1 second, I would like to add on. Thank you, Mrs. Sabripriya. Thank you, Madam Vandana and Padmashi, everyone. Thank you, the management. If you have any opportunities in future, I could even explain the design. Currently we have done the overview. So in future, if you have, any idea, I have experts in other fields as well, geotech, everything. So we could explore more into detail. Yeah, thanks.
Certainly, ma'am. Certainly we can do that.
Sure, thank you. Thank you.
And especially the video was amazing. Thank you so much for playing it for us.
Thank you,
ma'am. Over to Padmashi.
Thank you, ma'am. I'd also like to mention that our Sabripriya ma'am is ma'am's classmate as well. So I'd please like to invite her to talk a few words.
Actually, we are classmates in our UG. So I am very much thankful to her that without any hesitation, in the first call itself, she accepted to give this seminar. So her valuable time is really appreciated. So thank you, Shiva. Thank you so much for giving this informative seminar to our students. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Sabripriya, and everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
So yes, we've finally come to the end of this wonderful event. I thank Sivasangari ma'am for this wonderful and informative event, and also I'd like to thank our HOD, Dr. Vandana Devi ma'am, and our assistant professor Sabripriya ma'am for organizing this and making us go through this. They also did go through a lot of efforts, and they did put in a lot of efforts to make sure like we attended everything and all. So I really like to thank everybody, and also for my fellow classmates for being so patient through all this. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. See you again.
Thank you. Thank you.